This Crestwood Cadet Coach Conversation brought to you by Wilson Custom Tree Service. Head coach Justin Denner joining us. And last week it was a 34-6 loss to Decorah last Friday night. After looking at the film of that one, Coach, what were your findings?
Ultimately, we got obviously put ourselves in a big hole. First two series had a chance to get a 3 and out right away, and had a couple guys miss a tackle or two on a third down and long, and led to a long drive by Decorah. And then, they capitalized with a turnover and a pick six to kind of put us down 14-0 and sent us reeling a little bit. But, kind of once we got the snowball stopped and, kind of our feet underneath us, I thought we played a lot better, a lot more physical. So we're still learning. We're still getting better. It's a learning process for everybody. We got a lot of guys, still working through some things, and ultimately we just got to continue developing and hopefully go 1-0 this week as district play starts.
And as you start district play, when you look at the first 3 games of the season, in what ways have you grown in these first 3 games?
Yeah, ultimately the thing I'm most proud of is the fact we've seen a bunch of adversity, and really kind of learned, how to respond when things don't go well, and what hasn't gone right in terms of those responses. And there's nothing that can ever replace experience when it comes to just gameplay in general, but then experience in handling adversity. And I know as we get through here with district play that we got to be able to handle adverse situations, and so I'd rather face them in the non-district games and learn it at that time versus learning it when we're week 5, week 6, when we're fighting for hopefully a playoff position type of deal. So that's been huge for us. We've learned a lot about kind of who we are, and offensively and defensively getting better at those things. So a lot of good stuff, both schematically as well as mentally.
And how do you go about talking to the guys that there's growth that is taking place independent of the overall result?
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing. With anybody, any type of situation, that's the hardest thing to see the growth and see the progress, even though this result on the scoreboard may not show it at this time. But ultimately it comes back to, picking out the plays where we did some really, really good stuff, and showing that and making sure they see those things. But then also showing, maybe where some of the plays weren't as good, and how if we do, 1, maybe 2 different things here or there, how much better we'll be, so it's that idea of, showing them that the gap isn't as large as what, it may appear to be, and that, we are, growing and closing that gap and getting closer to where we need to be a successful football team.
And is that part of the message this week, that the non-district is done and the games really start counting now, and it's kind of a new opportunity for a new beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the, kind of the first thing I said after the game was done was, hey, what's the best part about right now? And immediately had a couple guys start off, hey, we're back to 0-0, and we've been preaching that all year. And we preach that, almost any year, to be honest, with our non-district plays, that once that's over, whether we're 3-0, 2-1, 1-2, 0-3, it doesn't matter. We're back to 0-0. And the best thing about being 0-0 is you have the opportunity to go 1-0. And so that's what we're trying to do here is, refocus and get back to being 0-0, and let's go 1-0 this week.
Anaheim coming to town this Friday night. What do you expect out of the Huskies?
They're kind of in the same boat we are. They're learning a lot about themselves. They've had kind of a rough go of it, kind of just like us, in terms of the win-loss category. Ultimately, I don't really know what we're going to get offensively. There's one week they were in wing tee, and next week they were a shotgun, and then next week was a combo. So, we're preparing for a bunch of different stuff, and they got a good fullback / tailback that has a good chunk of their carries that's really tough to bring down, and they've got some guys that'll play really well. But ultimately for us, it's about making sure we're the best that we can be as we get going here with our homecoming week, and put our best foot forward.
All right, Coach, hopefully it can be a happy homecoming for you. Keep your guys healthy. We wish you best of luck.
Appreciate it. Go Cadets.
Justin Denner, head coach of the Crestwood Cadets, brought to you by Wilson Custom Tree Service.